Hi, I'm Dog. Welcome back to the Utopia Baseball League. Monday, June the 4th. Standings. Madison continuing to motor ahead of Richmond by 4 games. Key West in command of the Big Easy. Winnipeg now has motored out in front of BC. Boston College? No. British Columbia by 4 games. And Tijuana holding off a charge by the Oklahoma Wheat Brews, as Las Vegas is hovering around 500. This division is still a 3-horse race. This division, 2 horses, and who knows? It's a long season, but the Big Easy is just in cruise control right now. The big news of the day. The big news of the day. Charleston. Dave continues to make big moves to accelerate the overhaul of the Charleston Chimpanzees, and he's working hard to make this team a force for the future. The big move of the day, ALFREDO Olivas, the scourge of the Parrot heads, has been moved. You can see Howard loves this guy. Straight 65s across the board. Actually, he's dropped down to 60 in eye plate discipline. Not much of a glove. He can play first base without hurting you too bad, but the big thing is this guy's 33. He's pulling down a 15-1 contract with a team option of 16-3 next year. Nope, 0 buyout. That's pretty nice. Signed prior to the 2015 season, before we had the buyout clause in place. Get off my legs here. Olivas, I like this guy. He hits our team really well, but man, Charleston just unloaded him on Winnipeg for. Well, let's look at Olivas before I move on. Howard rates him a solid 4-star. He has no speed. 33-year-old legs. Okay, no problem. This year he's hitting 387, 460, 686 with an outrageous OPS plus of 214 already. 27.1 VORP already. 9 taters, 53 hits, and 137 at-bats. He's a run-scoring machine. Look at all the extra base hits. My goodness. In 53 hits, 12 of those are doubles. There's 1 triple and 9 home runs. So what's that? 22 hits out of 53 are extra base hits. He's driven in 33. The guy's a machine. He's always been very good, very consistent. All the way back to 2012 when the Chimps inherited him on the squad. 320. Look at this. Lifetime 311 batting. Lifetime 311, 399, 557. 957 OPS. This guy, he's the real deal. So his average, he averages, that ain't right. Oh, that's over 162 games. We don't play 162 games, so yeah, he's always in double-digit home runs. His home run production was at its peak in 2013-14. It tapered off in 15, and now in probably, well, he's having a great year this year. He might repeat those numbers. Those outrageous RBI totals around 100. Woo. So, all of us, he's a first-class, first-rate all-star. He's popular, extremely popular locally. I think that means locally in Key West, he's extremely popular. He's a happy guy. Normal injury history. Let's look at his history right quick. He missed some time earlier this. Dave was asking a question. Why wasn't this guy on the ballot for first base all-star? It's because he was out with a sprained knee for 3 weeks, and that took him under the 150 minimum plate appearances, total plate appearances that would put him in all-star voting. You can see last year he was not injured at all. In 2016, though, he missed a bunch of the season, 11 weeks with injuries. Other than that, he just hasn't been plagued with injuries very much. So Winnipeg is basically going all in, as Doe has said, on the next couple of years. Let's go back to Charleston homepage just to get a look at how much Olivas impacts this team. He leads the team in RBIs, but they have other guys who can knock in runs. They got Haggart, Vargas now, and Echevarria, their rookie or semi-rookie phenom. He may be a second-year guy by now. Olivas leads the team in home runs by a wide margin, basically double anybody else. So they're going to miss him. His batting average, let's see, why isn't it up? Why isn't his batting average at the top? Oh, again, probably because of total plate appearances. He's hot. In the last 6 games, he's hitting .450 with a homer and 5 RBIs. So, yeah. Well, that's Olivas. Now, what did Winnipeg give up for Olivas? Winnipeg is leading the West-Northwest by 4 games. And if we go back, you see that Charleston is trailing the East-Southeast by 13 games, but they're right in the thick of the wild card hunt. So it's a risk for Charleston to give up a bat like Olivas, a sure thing like Olivas. Let's go back to Winnipeg. What Winnipeg is sending is a lot. Winnipeg is sending Mark Carpenter. He's not had the greatest of years. Here's Howard's ratings of him. I like this guy. I would not mind having him on my pitching staff. He's cheap. At $654,000 this year, $954, and then $1,154. Very cheap for a starting pitcher. Dirt cheap for a starting pitcher. He's durable. Man, you love that in your starting pitchers. Durable sometimes counts for a lot. Now, if this guy was like 50 stuff, 60 movement, 55 control, yeah, I'd be. Oh man, that's the kind of guy I'd like to have on my team. But still, he throws 98 to 100, 60 stamina. He holds runners. Excellent. This guy, he's having a down year, and he's had his ups and downs, but this is a good pitcher. I think he kind of lives and dies by the defense behind him. His whip has not been great this year. BABIP has not been great, but he strikes guys out. This is a good guy. He's going to be great in Charleston's rotation. In fact, I think he may be the number 2 in Charleston's rotation, if not the number 1. But he's 31, but I still think Charleston's got themselves a great guy to build around. And that's not all. If that was the complete deal, I would think it was a pretty good deal myself. Although Carpenter's 31, he's got a few years left in him, and I value the starting pitchers more than I value the sluggers. But anyway, maybe that's why I didn't win the division last year, right? So it's not just Carpenter, though. Whoops. Let's go back to the Peg. And let's see, what else did Winnipeg send? What else they send? They sent... Oh, my mind just went blank. Okay, center fielder Mike Jacobs. He's got that sort of bell curve, the classic power curve. He's going to have a lot of strikeouts. Conversely, he's going to look for his pitch and drive it. So with a great eye, it kind of offsets that low contact rating. Jacobs is having a down year. He's getting on base, which you like. He's striking out a ton. He has basically double strikeouts that he has hits this year. But when he hits the ball, he can drive it. So basically 1/4 of his hits are home runs, and another 4th or 5th are doubles. So you can see he has kind of, I don't know if you would call this a linear progression, but kind of looks that way, doesn't it? 282 to 256 to 207 to 184. Maybe Doe knows something we don't, but he is fragile. He's got great defense on the corners and in center field. He's a great outfielder. I think anybody would love to have him as a fourth outfielder at the least. He is on a $5 million contract. That's Roger Green, by contrast, my starting center fielder, is on a $5 million, and Jacobs on a $5.7 million. But anyway, Jacobs is signed through the next 3 years. I think Jacobs is a little bit of a risk at these numbers, but not the kind of risk that Olivas is. I suspect Jacobs was added to the deal to kind of equalize the salary just a little bit. So, but that's still not the whole deal. Winnipeg also sends, let's go down into the minors here. Here you can see Howard's ratings of the minors. You know, I have a great deal of hesitation about sending you guys and sharing my my scouts' view of your guys' ratings, because it's one of the few competitive advantages that I have as a low budget team. And I like to keep that to myself. But whatever, whatever. We're just having fun here. So Winnipeg sends Frank McLean. He's a closer on their AA squad, Rochester Privateers. He has I wouldn't say he's UBL quality now. That 30 control, I would not accelerate him up to the big league roster until it's 35 at the very least, maybe 40. He's durable. He's 20, so he still has probably another year to go. But he projects to be very much like our own Big Head Todd. He's got the high K, the decent movement, and kind of flaky control, sort of the wild thing type control. If he gets it over the plate, he's going to strike you out. But anyway, he's not doing so well in AAA this year. Struggling with that control a lot. He's walked almost as many guys as he's struck out. He has given up homers, 3 home runs in 17 innings. That's more than I would like to see. Almost a home run every 6 innings. So, but still, I mean, solid prospect here. Very solid prospect. Howard rates him a 3.5 star prospect. He's got a 100-mile-an-hour heater and a curveball that just drops, that is projected to drop off the edge. Right now it's coming in pretty flat, which is probably why guys are turning on it and driving it. But that's not all. But wait, there's more. There is, in fact, more. There is more in Winnipeg. You're welcome for the full overview of your minor leagues here. Where you at? Where are my Manny people at? Yep, you're getting the full overview. There he is. Manny Ortiz. Manny was he was on Louisville's roster last year, and he helped them with a redunculous year. Damn them, but no, really. He was a hot property in the off season. Nobody picked him up. Nobody took a chance on him except Winnipeg. I looked at him pretty close from Key West, but $3.5 million, not bad. Not a bad contract for this kind of a, he's sort of a wild card. You don't know what he's going to bring to the table. I think he's perfectly capable of playing first or second in the UBL. I don't know why he's rated higher at second base than first. All he's got to do is catch the ball at first base, right? But I don't know. If I was Charleston, I would probably force start him at first base in AAA. He's still 29. He's still got another year or two left, so before he starts to fall off. Yeah. Also, emergency call up to the infield. You could do worse than have a guy like this on your roster. But wait, that's still not it. Winnipeg also gave up their first-round draft pick for 2019. So, man, a first-round pick. Granted, it'll be a late first-round pick, but still, first-round pick. Jacobs, the outfielder, who can he could be a fourth outfielder on anybody's team. You know, a good place for a fragile guy, fourth outfielder. Mark Carpenter, who is going to be in the rotation at least at the number 3 spot for Charleston. And McLean, the closer, and Ortiz, the wild card. So, man, big deal, a big move. And Winnipeg, Doe said, hey, I'm all in for the next couple of years. I hope that works out for you, Doe. I don't know, man. You're 4 games in front with what you got right now. It's a bold move to trade from strength like that. Very bold move, to the point perhaps of being foolhardy to go for an aging guy like Olivas. But you know your team, and you know what you got coming up in the ranks. I think one thing that Winnipeg knows very well is that along with ARCHULETA, Carpenter has underperformed. I would not be too surprised if Doe had originally put ARCHULETA on the table. Fairly equalized contracts with Olivas, but yeah. So ARCHULETA, but anyway, Carpenter has probably underperformed the rotation the most this year, and look at the bad boy that Winnipeg has got ready to come up. In fact, he's on the big league roster. Edric Chase, the big man, the big bad man. This guy, keep him on your roster, Winnipeg, or trade him to me, because I don't want to have to face him. He's going to be a big boss, and Winnipeg needed to move somebody to make room for him. He's ready. So, yep. So that's the big trade of the day. I think Charleston wins this trade hands down. Hands down. All hands down. Sprucing up their rotation big time. Getting that first-round draft pick for the future. Getting a closer prospect. Getting Manny Ortiz down in AAA in case they need him. You know, you never know about Ortiz. He may just bust right out and start hitting again. And getting the outfielder. I keep having to go back because my short-term memory is completely shot. Jacobs, Mike Jacobs. Yeah, so all in return for this guy right here, Olivas. A Babe Ruth type trade. So we'll see. You know, we'll see. I think over the long term, this trade helps Charleston a metric ton. And I don't know that it hurts Winnipeg as much as it helps Charleston long term. But great move by Dave. That's it, guys. I'll talk to you next time.